104.1 The Collective Vibration and the Call to Action. Hello and welcome to the Cosmic Experience of One. This is an awareness expanding course that should be absorbed in order. Like a university course, this course's information builds upon itself, so you would be doing yourself a disservice if you took it in out of order. If you do not watch it in order, you might not comprehend the material, or worse, you will think you fully understood it and walk away with a skewed interpretation. Do yourself a favor and first view 101.1, 101.2, 101.3, and 101.4, which are all in one video that starts with an introduction to this course. Then continue on and viewing the subjects in order. The introduction to this course needs to be taken in first in order to know the nature of this awareness expanding course. Think of this course as a book where you will not understand it fully if you do not read the chapters in order. Chapter 1 being the introduction that is imperative to take in first. So please click on the link in the description section under this video to view the first video. We have covered how each being uses their power of thoughts and emotions to charge and make a present or future situation more likely to occur. And now we will cover the power of group thoughts and emotions. Unity is a key aspect of planetary liberation. The more beings who focus on and use their power of thoughts and emotions to create the same thing or energy at the same time, no matter where they reside on the planet, the creation of that thing or energy exponentially increases the possibilities / probabilities of it occurring or being created. This focus could be on a specific matter, event, or it could be simply charging positive or negative energy, which then makes it more likely for any positive or negative situation or event to occur. This group collective charging and creating could be used for positive or negative polarity. To create positive energy, this group activity is most effective when done in meditation, since meditation is a focused effort. Group meditation can be practiced anywhere, and all the participants do not physically need to be in the same place or nation for it to be effective. But it happening at the same time does matter when making it exponentially powerful. The benefits of meditation that human beings have known about for a long time on an individual level, reduction of stress, enhancement of mental and bodily health, increase in awareness and focus, cultivation of positivity, and so much more, also works on a collective level since all beings are connected and are one. The more human beings who meditate at the same time, the larger the effect that ripples throughout the planetary web that connects all beings on Earth. As the amount of human beings who meditate on focusing their similar intentions by way of thoughts and emotions at the same time increases, the ripple effect throughout the collective consciousness on the planet exponentially increases. Think of the ripple or wave effect over water when one pebble hits the water. This is the effect one being has on the whole body of water. This one being's wave can spread far and have an impact. Now think of a collective effect by human beings, which is a massive boulder that hits the water, or if the numbers are great enough, like a large asteroid that hits the planet and changes the whole atmosphere and situation on the planet all at once. In this case, it is a positive change and would only be destructive for the control structure of negatively oriented beings. The power in numbers and unity is not only added but is exponentially strengthened when dealing with similar thoughts and emotions that occur at the same time. This ripple effect spreads throughout the planet, so not only is each individual who is participating in the group meditation affected, But those not participating, who are going about their regular lives, are also affected. If the focus is positive, the positive effects ripple throughout the planetary web with exponential strength, and positivity affects all beings on the planet. Even those who do not know the group meditation is occurring are given the positive effects and uplifted by them. This is a powerful act of service to others that positively affects oneself at the same time, as all are one. This method is a highly powerful tool for creating positive change in a society or for a whole planet. There was a group on Earth who performed this action using what is known as transcendental meditation, and the positive effects were shown as all the negative incident statistics noticeably decreased on a planetary level. The power of positivity swept the planet and increased all beings' vibratory levels during the group meditation period and lingered after it. If such effects can be made by a group of about 5,000 human beings over 7 weeks, imagine what a larger united group could accomplish, especially if the united meditation was done on an ongoing basis. In order to not disturb one's sleep time, the world time zone locations could be put into 2 groups, where these 2 groups meditate at the same time every day for at least 30 minutes. Those who wish to meditate longer than 30 minutes can keep meditating with the others that do the same in the group. We tell you what would happen if only a small portion of the planet participates in this. Life on planet Earth would drastically change for the positive, and the old Earth would fade away, timeline by timeline. If the amount of humans on Earth participating is larger than a small proportion, several timelines could be jumped over toward a more positive timeline in the countless array of possibilities/probabilities. The negatively oriented being's control structure would have no chance in surviving. If you want to make your planet a better place, you have to do something about it, or it will not happen. This united meditation is something all can participate in to do their part. We can see all the possibilities/timelines leading up to the harvest time. The timelines that practice ongoing united meditations that are large enough not only liberate their planet from the highly negatively oriented human beings, but have a much larger amount of human beings graduating to 4th density positive. A similar energetic effect was disseminated when we covered practicing acts of sex that engage the green ray heart chakra and higher. The positive effects not only last during the act, but linger long afterwards. The higher the chakras engaged, the higher the positive energetic effects and the longer they are experienced for. The longer the charge time of the focused activity, whether it be a sexual act or meditation, the more powerful and longer the lingering effects. This intense energy is felt by the 2 beings performing the act of sex, but a united group meditation affects the whole planet, and does so intensely if the participants are large enough. If a quarter of the population of human beings on the planet engaged in green ray heart chakra sexual acts at the same time, the positive energy effects swept around the planet would be palpable, and rigid control systems would crumble. This is why the highly negatively oriented human beings fought heavily to stop the love-based movement created by the group known as the hippies. The highly negatively oriented humans were so threatened by the power of this movement, because they are aware of the collective power we speak of, that they went as far as engineering in their laboratories sexually transmitted diseases/infections that heavily spread during that time period to stop the movement and make human beings more afraid of engaging in sexual acts, and then initiated fear-based educational programs disguised as promoting safer sexual practices. Our United Group and other positive higher density United Groups receive the same mental transmissions over and over again by positively oriented human beings. What can I do to make the world a better place? How can I make a positive difference on planet Earth? Our answer is twofold. 1. Do the inner work that creates harmony for yourself and all you interact with, and which consequently raises the collective consciousness / vibration, one being at a time. In this way, you are helping yourself and the entire world at the same time. All are one. The negatives programming would have an individual believe they are just a worthless speck in the galaxy and do not have the power to affect the planet or even their small local community. As we have just covered, this programming is a falsity. If one wishes to aid the planet in a major way, the negatives programming term says they are quote-unquote self-aggrandizing and should refrain from even attempting to aid others. 2. Form United Group meditations using your internet to plan meditation sessions at the same time, taking into account the different time zones on the planet so the group meditation happens at the same time. The larger the group, the larger the exponential effects. The unity work makes the inner work much easier to perform, and vice versa. Akin to the example of the green ray heart sexual acts happening at the same time, if half of the population of human beings on the planet engaged in a mentally and emotionally focused meditation session at the same time, the positive energy effects swept around the planet would be palpable, and rigid control systems would crumble. The positive vibratory ripples would blast out and reverberate around the planet, affecting all beings and the systems they implement. To the negatively oriented, this would be akin to having the most technologically advanced weapon discharged at them. There would be no escape no matter where they hid. In such an event, the negatively oriented that are not too far along the path of negative polarity would be aided in potentially switching to positive polarity due to the influx of energy they were subjected to, which would assist at melting their blockages and activating their heart chakra. A single human being's mind and emotions are powerful enough to change physical matter and situations, so the exponential effects of united groups' mental and emotional efforts can change a planet. The negatively oriented human beings, and potentially the confused neutrals, may say such talk is pure New Age nonsense, mumbo-jumbo, or lies. The former disseminate this opposition because they know it is true and very powerful. They know they would not stand a chance against such a united intention. We do not typically offer meditation techniques because what is effective is different from being to being, but we will offer a simple yet powerful meditation technique that may be used for the united group meditation we speak of, since it utilizes the essence of what Source is made of and therefore exists in every particle and between every particle throughout the cosmos. Intelligently conscious love energy. No energy is more pervasive and more powerful in the cosmos. Use the position for meditation that you find most suitable. Close your eyes and clear your mind. Mentally affirm your service to others' intention of aiding Earth and all of the beings who inhabit it. Focus on your green ray heart chakra and produce loving emotional feelings from it that spread out and encompass your whole body. Then imagine yourself in the middle of the planet and feel your loving emotions ripple in halo waves that spread across the whole planet, over and over again. The loving and peaceful emotions being created and felt are more important than the mental imagery because emotions are the catalyst for creation. You may call this group meditation United Heart Meditation. Perform this group meditation for at least 30 minutes. Those who wish to meditate longer can continue to do so with the other selves who do the same. The more often it is done, the greater effect it will have. Since it is very beneficial for every human being to meditate for at least 30 minutes every day for their inner work, there is no reason why the United Group Meditation cannot be performed daily on a permanent, ongoing basis. The more human beings who participate at the same time, the greater the exponential effects on the planet and all the beings who inhabit it. Even the participation in the low thousands for group meditation has the potential to positively alter the timeline for Earth. My participation in a group meditation assures working toward a more positive timeline or shifts to a more positive timeline. If at least 1% of the collective consciousness participates, a jump to a more positive timeline for Earth is assured in every meditative session that has the duration of at least 30 minutes. If at least 15% of the collective consciousness effectively participates, planetary control structures would be heavily impacted and potentially cease to function properly. It would be wise to do the inner work and participate in group meditations instead of continually asking how you can be of service and then not following through. If you are not a negatively oriented human being, you want the planet to be a better and more harmonious place, and doing the inner work and group meditations is how you make the world a better place. You can choose to not participate, which assists the negatively oriented beings keeping the current state of the planet, or you can take action and do your part to make yourself and the planet vibrate higher. In your mental transmissions, you have asked how you can improve yourself and do your part to make your world a better place. We have answered you. It is your choice in how you proceed. Highly negatively oriented humans are fully aware of the powerful effects of the collective consciousness. Since they are very much in the minority, they have to use their programming methods to control the vast majority's collective consciousness and use it against the vast majority. In this way, the negatively oriented beings capture the power of the majority's collective consciousness and abilities, who unknowingly freely give it away, and direct it toward whatever they, the highly negatively oriented beings, want to create. This is done by using their programming methods we have spoken about many times in this course due to the importance of making it known. The negatively oriented beings programming we have spoken about in past subjects is for encoding human beings and shaping social conditioning, but their programming we speak of now is for getting mass amounts of human beings to produce negative thoughts and emotions at the same time, producing the opposite effects of what we conveyed group meditation does, exponentially creating negative energy that affects all beings on the planet. The negatively oriented humans use the news to do this. Positive and negative occurrences, situations, and events happen every day on Earth. So why is it that the news always focuses on the negative and ignores the positive? It is because the negatively oriented, who control most of the outlets that produce the planetary news, use it as a daily tool to get human beings to produce negative thoughts and emotions that produce negative energy, that negative polarity flourishes in and aids manipulation and continued control over the majority. Instead of daily mass meditations being utilized to produce positive thoughts and emotions that shape the planet toward positive polarity, the negatively oriented human beings get the majority to practice daily mass dis-meditations, which is called watching their news. Their news that is designed to manipulate you into producing negative thoughts and emotions. Fear or anger is used to encourage the majority to have certain opinions on a matter, which leads to separation and fighting, or to focus on a particular possible future event that the negatively oriented beings want to occur. When the majority mentally focus on the possible event with their fear and or anger, it charges the event and makes it more likely to transpire. And when large negative events happen on the planet, which the negatively oriented beings are themselves the cause of, and human beings are subjected to the news all at once, it is an exponentially more powerful catalyst than their already powerful negative daily news, and causes a vast amount of human beings to collectively produce negative thoughts and emotions all at once. Instead of practicing dis-meditation when watching their news, it would benefit one and the planet to meditate, and if done in group meditation often or on a daily basis with high participation, the planet may correct itself in a short amount of time. The power that is generated and created from life force energy that flows to the green ray heart chakra and above is much more powerful than the negatives generated energy from utilizing the lower chakras. Their chosen stagnation provides them with less powerful tools, which is why they have to fight dirty and use clever deception in order to succeed. They have to work much harder and more often in order to attempt to match the energy that can be generated in the green ray and higher chakras. The different groups around the planet that have allied against the highly negatively oriented human factions have collected a treasure trove of information in the form of documents, photographs, and videos that exposes the highly negatively oriented human beings. For some time, they have been attempting to negotiate a deal with the highly negatively oriented humans. The negatively oriented beings' excuse for not wanting the information released is that humanity could not handle it, and the reaction would be mass hysteria and suicides due to their fabricated worldviews being completely shattered. Instead, they want to keep up the status quo, the slavery system they have engineered for what they say is best for humanity. Their excuse is not altruistic in the least, because their mentality and actions clearly show they do not care about the majority. They prolong talks while they have teams working in the background to undermine the Allied members' efforts. The highly negatively oriented human beings do not make deals, as they are used to dictating what happens on the planet and controlling it. They released what is known as the deepfake technology and disseminated it in their programming outlets, specifically so that if the compromising videos of them get released, they can claim they are simply deepfake videos of them. An opportune time for one of these allied groups to perform a data dump of the treasure trove of evidence would be during the United Group Meditation movement. The already galvanized movement would be further galvanized. The highly negatively oriented humans have known about the coming micronova for many decades, but they have kept it secret and give the same excuse they have given for not wanting the wealth of exposing information to reach humanity. They claim humanity could not handle it, and there would be mass hysteria and suicides. The real reason they do not want either things to be known is because it will change the status quo. They want the majority to continue their lives in their slavery system and be good slaves right up until the micronova takes them unawares. They are aware that if humanity knew they had approximately 8 years until the micronova, they would be galvanized to live their lives differently and not continue with the status quo. And if properly informed about the highly negatively oriented human beings and their control structure, humanity would be galvanized to finally liberate their planet. Under the influence of their chosen negative fourth density masters, they attempt to keep humanity uninformed about anything of major importance, so the majority does not do the inner work, and so they do not liberate the planet and drastically increase the probabilities that many more third density human beings will graduate to fourth density positive and strengthen the positively polarizing team that is their opposition. The real reason they do not want their crimes against humanity released and the information about the coming micronova to be known is so they can continue to manipulate and control the planet right up till the end. The highly negatively oriented human beings are under the impression that their underground bases and complexes built into mountain ranges they have constructed and are still currently constructing will safeguard them, and they can continue to prosper and stay in control. They are not aware that Earth is already locked in to transitioning to a fourth density core positive planet, and that only fourth density positive graduates will be able to remain on the planet. Their factions argue over who will control the planet for the next century, not being aware that none of them, negatively polarized beings, will be able to remain on the planet. If positively oriented human beings owned the media, they would produce a daily show where group meditation was offered to be potentially performed by an enormous group of human beings, exponentially creating positive energy, thoughts, and emotions to aid the planetary collective web while aiding oneself at the same time every day. Every being that inhabits planet Earth is part of the collective consciousness, so every being has a vote in making up the vibration of the whole. Each drop of hot water helps to raise the temperature of the cold body of water in the planetary bathtub. Instead of unconsciously casting one's vote, it would be more appropriate and beneficial for every being to be conscious of their vote. This is a vote that is cast repeatedly every moment along the space-time continuum, allowing each individual to change their vote at any given time. Each being's thoughts, emotions, and actions make up their vibratory vote that has an effect on the collective. Are your votes aiding the planet? When one is aware and takes stock of their thoughts, emotions, and actions, they are assisting in aiding themselves and the whole planet, as all are one. Every single human being is powerful and matters because every being has a vibratory vote. They can be manipulated into casting a vote that works against themselves, or they can cast a vote that benefits themselves as well as the collective whole. Working together in harmony with yourself and other selves steers the collective ship in a positive direction, where even a minority can use a simple rudder to potentially change the direction /timeline. The more beings who take part in doing the inner work, the more beings will aid themselves, and in doing so, aid the whole planet at the same time. The more beings who join together and work in group meditations, the easier each being's inner work will be, and the more powerful the effects will be across the planetary web for shaping a more positive present and future on planet Earth. The outcome, as it always was, is in your hands. It has always been your choice. Now that you know how individual and group thoughts and emotions shape the world, and now that you know you have been deceived and manipulated into casting your vibratory votes to create a control structure that works against you and for the benefit of the highly negatively oriented human beings, will you consciously choose to empower positive polarity for yourself and the planet? Performing the inner work, which includes meditation, and participating in united group meditations, is the way to contentment and positive planetary change, progressing through the sub-densities in third density and graduating to fourth density positive, and liberating your planet from the highly negatively oriented human beings. There are no tools that are more powerful than these two. We understand the draw toward anger after one has become aware of the vast manipulation played out against them, their whole incarnation by the highly negatively oriented humans. But we remind you that anger creates blockages in the red ray chakra, and so is not an emotion that serves you to produce. Remember that reacting with anger to the negatively oriented being's deeds only strengthens them, and so they welcome you to create anger, fear, or any negative energy because it charges their powers. Producing love energy in one's thoughts, emotions, and actions is what takes away the powers they utilize, which are your powers, not theirs. If you continue to give them your power, they will happily use it to control you. It is the calming waters of love that extinguish the raging fires. Taking to the streets with weapons is not effective and will only cause more harm and benefits the negatively oriented. Causing riots that are charged with anger, where occurrences of burning and destroying your fellow human beings' property, is a method that produces no benefits and actively works against your fellow human beings instead of uniting with them. The negatively oriented beings pay human beings to take to the streets and destroy property, even if the riots are against their agendas, because they know the negativity captures the movement and charges their powers. Anti-movements may spread awareness, but they create negative energy that charges the very thing the movement is trying to stop. To show public support for the release of all advanced technology, the dissolving of the monetary system, and liberating the planet, groups may perform the united group meditation outside where it can be visible and generate awareness. A more dedicated united group meditation effort could also be performed where planetary outdoor meditation groups are intelligently organized and camp long-term for a whole month or longer, or with no end until the goal is met, striking the slavery system and abstaining from their slavery jobs. Although some necessary jobs such as police, hospital staff, and some food production will have to be continued. During this love movement, meditation sessions could commence for 30-minute or hour sessions and be followed by similar break durations where positive conversing, the playing of music that is not anger-based, and/or other tasks be performed to share a sense of community and bonding. Remember to focus on the common goal and stay united instead of breaking down due to minor disagreements. It is impossible to agree on everything in third density, so instead of getting caught up in the countless possible disagreements, catering to the negatively oriented beings, band together in agreeing that all want the world to be a peaceful and more harmonious place. This effort would douse the negative's fires with water instead of attempting to fight fire with fire, which only causes more fire and assists the negative's efforts. In order to cultivate positive energy, any negative or low vibratory actions or speech should be avoided during the planning and performing of group meditations. What the group wants is appropriately disseminated without tones of negativity and low vibration. We hope the police will do their job at protecting and serving the people instead of working against the people and being tools for the highly negatively oriented beings. The police and military are a part of the majority, and so would be working against themselves if they allowed themselves to be used as human tools against the controlled majority that they are also a part of. If the police properly follow their motto, it would be appropriate for them to stop and remove the negative infighters who attempt to disrupt the peaceful meditation groups. Some of these individuals will be paid tools and planted in the crowds by the negatively oriented beings who wish to disrupt the meditations and/or capture and paint the movement in a bad light. This is the way of negative polarity, capture and twist. Even if a group or groups of human beings allow themselves to be used as human tools for the negatively oriented beings, a high amount of unity of the majority would prevail regardless. When each molecule of water unites to form a large body of water, the body of water that is an ocean is too strong to be dispersed or stopped. When this ocean then further unites in producing peaceful and loving emotions in united meditations, a wave is formed that buoys all that is positive and crashes against all that is negative and controlling. If such a planetary display were to take place in vast numbers, the exponential positive energy created by the collective would bring the highly negatively oriented human beings to their knees. This has already been done in alternate possibilities /timelines. The collective could make it transpire in your possibility /timeline. If you wait for others to do the job for you, it will never get done. If you wait for a savior to come along and do all the hard work for you, it will never get done. No savior is coming from higher positive densities, as such is infringement upon free will. It will only transpire when the collective realizes they are their own saviors and do the inner work and adequately unite to perform the group meditations. A team effort is required where every individual who positively participates in some way is the collective savior. You are your own saviors. This has always been the case, and it is how the third density experience operates. When the planet has liberated itself and adequately joined in unity, positive higher density aid is able to answer the mass calling and provide planetary assistance in whatever manner the local confederation of planets deems appropriate. In aiding you, we aid our united group. In aiding yourselves, you aid the collective, as all are one. All function in the way of one, whether they are self-aware of it or not. In serving the all, the one beingness is served. This course is presented in video format for free to overcome book shadow banning and make its existence known. Now that you know it exists, it's recommended to proceed how this course is intended to be absorbed by book. The title of the book is The Cosmic Experience of One, an Awareness Expanding Course for Human Beings. The information in this course is more effective and appropriate to be read in book form, where one can pause and ruminate and meditate on the material as they read. Besides the low audio quality in the videos and the protection from targeted spoken words and censorship, the book is a much better way to understand and learn the material. The book contains two more subjects, 104.2 and 104.3, which is my way of thanking those who show their appreciation to my aiding services by purchasing the book. Since we currently live in a broken monetary system, without your show of monetary appreciation for my services, I can't get by and continue to perform service to others acts by writing more meaningful books. Purchasing the book not only shows your appreciation for my services and allows me to live in this monetary system, but the course's material will be easily accessible for your revisiting. To more fully absorb the material, it's recommended to read the book at least twice. You will understand why on your second reading. You can gain positive polarity by doing your part in sharing this awareness expanding course with others. Raising the collective's vibration is a team effort. We cannot do this alone. Your participation is required. Liking and subscribing are also actions that make this course seen by more human beings. A negatively oriented being learns information and keeps it to themselves so they can selfishly benefit over others. A positively oriented being learns information and wants others to benefit from it as well because they care, and they know that aiding others also aids themselves. This is true in more ways than one. As a being gains positive polarity for aiding others, and they benefit again when another's vibration is raised because it raises the whole collective's vibration, which assists all, including the first being who shared. All are connected, all are one. Comments and questions will be read, but I will not reply with comments, nor like comments, nor heart comments, nor interact in the comments section in any way. If comments or questions are found to warrant a reply, the reply will be made in a possible future video. If an account using the same or similar profile picture, channel name, or my author name interacts in any of the ways listed above or other ways, know that it's not me and is a human tool working for the negatively oriented human beings to capture and twist the information in this course or your perception, or smear the messenger. Likewise, human tools may create fake accounts on this platform or others in the same attempt to capture and twist this course's information. Official sources from me are listed in the description field below. Everything else is fake.